the shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up. Yeah, I'ma make the shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to part 7 of What If Naruto Could Absorb Life Energy. A few things before we start. Please everyone, go down to my description and check out my thumbnail artist. He's put in so much effort. For 20k subscribers, he's even made me something special. But I'm probably going to show it off before 20k. But yeah, he's put in so much effort these past few days. Also, go join the Discord, get it live again. We've got some dead Discord right now. Like, subscribe, we are so close to 20k. You don't know how bad I want to hit this. As soon as I hit 20k, I just feel like it's all going to start booming and flourishing. But other than that, let's get straight fucking into this amazing What If. Last time I left off was on a very strange ending. Naruto got like 17 power-ups in the span of 7 minutes. He absorbed the stage of the 6+ life energy, and then in the looks in the top right, his lifespan went infinite. And then he also absorbed the 10-tailed Rinnegan. Now he has 2 Ronin Sharingans in his eye. One sec guys, I've got to get some air some more. Oh, I love a bit of Pepsi Max sometimes. Coca-Cola's the best, but Pepsi Max sometimes just quenches it. But yeah. But then Madara, who thought was going to be an annoying person to fight, started bubbling up and exploded. And from the rubble or from the dust was this woman floating with white eyes, white skin, white hair. Seeing her, Naruto for the first time felt fear. It ran through his body, and he immediately teleported back to Sasuke with his Ronin Sharingan activated, in KCM2, Snake Sage mode, everything activated. He was ready to fight this. Sasuke felt the same thing Naruto did, an overwhelming presence. He begins to get ready to fight. That's when it happens. A weird black corridor opens up and she flies through it. Naruto managed to save himself just at the last second, as well as Sasuke, as she appeared behind them. Naruto managed to kick Sasuke out of the way just before a weird white rod impelled both of them. Naruto isn't wasting any time. He waves his hand forward and absorbs the white rod. He fills the power core with friends and he makes his own versions. So if you get caught by these, you start decaying. Good to know. That's when he finally sees it again. That black portal opens up. Naruto using his teleportation ability, it's similar to Sasuke's, but it's just way wider. He teleports next to her, and with the portal open, he puts his arms up and he absorbs the portal as she's going through it. She does get through it, but it was a very small portal. Naruto looks down. These weird equations are flying through his head. And he goes to Sasuke, I think I can make them portals. Sasuke says, what? And as Naruto senses Kaguya coming, he goes onto Sasuke and opens a similar, literally the exactly same portal that Kaguya did, but the same type, and he flies through it. They end up in this weird dimension. It was black all around them, but there was multiple visions, like pools of water that showed infinite different worlds. And he saw the ones that they were just in with Kaguya. She was there searching for them, surveying, because you couldn't sense their chakra. Naruto decided to pull a fast one on her and teleported behind her. Naruto then slapped on the back of their head and said, and they're flying. He thought this was going to be easy. That's when it happened. Obito came in flying with a Rinnegan now in his eye, as well as his Kamui, but half his body was black. He sent a massive strike towards Sasuke's vital places, and if Naruto didn't manage to intercept it, Sasuke would have died. Knowing this, Sasuke steps his game up, and he asks Naruto, you deal with that Kaguya bitch, and I'll deal with this one. They both agree. Naruto gets ready to fight Kaguya. That uneasy feeling, the fear he felt in his chest is now gone. Kaguya zooms towards him at speeds that no one's ever seen, but for Naruto, he doesn't know what it is, if it's the stage 6+ power, or whatever. She's moving in slow motion, that's when Naruto sees it. In the top right, it was something unexpected. The infinite symbol was glowing. Naruto then realised his abilities were infinitely getting amped, multiplied. And Naruto finally decided to use what he feared. He pulled out his sword and took a deep breath. I wanted to be saved. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about this. The black number that was there before begins to drop, and they all fly out of the blade. Zabuza, Haku, Orochimaru, any person that Naruto has killed with this blade is resummoned as sort of a reanimation, but Naruto can fuel them with life energy. This is why I waited. Naruto now has infinite life energy. And as such, he summons them all. Good thing that Naruto did this just in time, as these weird clones, not even clones, these weird monsters. This is her chakra developing. It looked like a rip-off of the Tailed Beasts, just very disfigured. Every single clone got sent out to deal with these, allowing him to fight with Kaguya even more. Kaguya dived at him with one of her white rods activated, and Naruto summoned up his own black one instead. By the way, Naruto does have True Seeking knobs on his back. He summons up a black True Seeking staff, and he swipes the white rod of whatever the hell it's called. White ash rods, I'm gonna call it that. It absolutely obliterates it. The more and more that Kaguya is getting oppressed with ease, the more and more she's losing herself, her sanity. The more chakra pours out of her. That's when it happens. The red eye on her forehead opens, and an overwhelming chakra rushes out everywhere. Naruto gets sent back flying. His skin is burnt up, but it heals. And he says, "You want to play that game? Let's play it." Naruto looks at his hands and he sees the mark, exactly the same to the mark on the Sage of the Six Paths head. It's the symbol of life. Naruto focuses down to his very core concept, and the similar symbol starts forming on his forehead. Naruto's now meditating. He doesn't care if Kaguya gets to him in time. He needs to do this. As soon as the mark on his forehead fully appears, everything changes for Naruto. He suddenly can see the beginning of time, the start of the world, how it will change. Naruto finally understands his effect on the world, his duty to maintain balance. Naruto isn't just a sage of the Six Paths, he's literally God. At doing this power, Kaguya herself felt fear. She got flashbacks to when Hagoromo himself activated that power. She began to shiver or tremble, but no, her only thought is, my sons, I have to kill my sons. She dived towards Naruto, but Naruto, now with a new understanding, puts his arm upwards, and she freezes where she stood. It's not exactly gravity manipulation, it's pure time manipulation, but her body's frozen, her perception isn't. She's looking at him, and Naruto can just hear her thoughts. You evil brat. As more time goes on, her thoughts went from, I just want to see my sons, to kill them. Naruto's now understanding the really sad situation this Kaguya woman's in. She's that mentally unstable, she doesn't even know. But Naruto doesn't want to show mercy to someone, even if they have no clue what they're doing. He begins to strut towards her, and looks her dead in her eye, and he says, Kaguya Otsutsuki, a traitor to your clan, but I respect you for what you did. I don't respect you for wanting to kill your son's love, and then make your sons kill each other. Today you shall know retribution. Today there shall be salvation. Your name shall no longer bring terror to those who know it. Today is a new era for shinobi kind. Naruto picks up one of his True Seeking orbs, and half of it turns white. He then summons up his blade. He slams them together. His blade has reached its final form. Well, not final, a new form. It absorbed his sage energy. It absorbed his Truth Seeking orbs, his white ash staffs. This sword has now unparalleled power. It's a one-hit kill. As it has the ability of the truth-seeking orbs and the white ash. If it slashes you, your body's dead and it absorbs your soul straight away. He places it to his side and gets in a stance. Kaguya is just overwhelmed by fear. She can sense the power. And as he's about to slash downwards, he barely freezes himself as Sasuke appears in front of him with that black mask covering his body. He was prepared to sacrifice his life for Kaguya. Naruto quickly realizes that isn't Sasuke. Sasuke was half speaking, saying, "Naruto, I'm sorry, help me. He played dirty just as I was about to win. Obito regained his sanity and I tried to help him, but he took over my body." Naruto was not pissed off at all. He begins laughing, saying, "So you're Black Zetsu." Zetsu's caught off guard, saying, "How did you know?" Naruto just says, I gained all the knowledge of the past, the future, and the present. I know what you did to Indra and Ashura. You tore them apart. They were brothers, and you tore them apart." Zetsu begins shivering. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just loyal to my mother." Naruto unsummons his blade, and he grabs Zetsu off on Sasuke and rips him off. Zetsu's real body forms and he tries to take over Naruto. Naruto just laughs. Zetsu surrounds half of his body and he begins to attempt to control it, but he soon finds Naruto's perfect control over his body. And he says to Zetsu, "You are half god at most. What do you think someone like you, someone who was born out of pure hatred to get revenge on someone they could not attain? You're something your mother wanted so dearly but could not recreate. You're a failed project. You're just a mistake." Hearing this, Zetsu goes into a fit of rage. How dare you! How dare you! Mother loves me. Mother will do anything for me. I'm better than the Hagoromo and I forgot the other six brothers, the other six. I thought that brother. And Zetsu goes, "Alright, mother." Kaguya just looks at him with a blank look and she says, You were just a bastard." Hearing this, Zetsu begins to break down and he begs Naruto to just end it, kill me. Hearing this, Naruto feels actual sympathy for Zetsu. His entire life was driven by being able to reincarnate his mother, who he believed would be the one person to truly love him. Naruto knew what that feeling was like. He truly knew what that feeling was like. And at first Naruto was just going to absorb Zetsu, but he seals off Kaguya's speech again, and he forces him off him. He gets on Zetsu's level face to face with no hostility, nothing in his voice, and he says, "Zetsu, if that's what you want to be called, so be it. I apologize for what I said before. I misunderstood you. You're not someone made out of hatred. You were someone no, I'll stand by it actually. You were made out of hatred, but you became someone who was driven by love. Whether that love was misguided, it was still love. Why don't you let me help you guide that love? I understand you're going to be a bit suspicious, sorry guys, but if you ask me, you could be someone great, someone who comes out of your brother's shadow, your mother's shadow, anyone. You could be who you want to be. You just gotta let me give you a helping hand." Naruto puts his hand out to Zetsu, and Zetsu goes to shake it until Kaguya explodes. She's entering her rage form. Naruto was shocked. He didn't think Kaguya would be able to break out of his suppression. Her body begins to bubble up as she enters that weird bunny form, I don't even know what it's called, and starts screeching. She begins to roar and charges up a massive Buji bomb. Zetsu says to Naruto, "You said to let me be guided by love. Let me save you. I'll give my life for all the misdeeds I've caused in the past. I hope the ninja world can forgive me." He attempts to fly up and seal off this jutsu, but Naruto grabs him and says, You really underestimate my power." Kaguya launches this massive tailed beast bomb. Naruto just laughs. He flies up towards it and puts his hand out. He begins to absorb this whole beast bomb. It was stronger than he expected, but nothing he couldn't handle. He begins to amp up, and even the symbol in his forehead begins absorbing it. Soon this massive beast bomb that took up the sky shrinks down smaller, smaller and smaller and smaller, until eventually it's nothing, and Kaguya is left there on her knees in tears. Naruto walks towards her with disgust on his face, saying, "You were meant to be a mother who loved and cared for her sons, but look at you. You turn them against each other out of pure hatred, pure jealousy. And you still want to call yourself a mother. I bet you're sitting there, I know I can sense you much you want to cry about your sons. Your sons hate you because of what you've done. Are you seriously, I don't care what sort of god you are seriously going to sit there and tell me you have no clue why your sons hate you? They look at you with disgust. Your son's first and only love, you killed her for power. You made it so he discovered her body. And then when he confronted you about it, you literally said, so what? And then, because they didn't agree with you, you tried making your son who were brothers, kill each other. I look at you, I don't look at you as a god. You're nothing more than a pointless rat. You should be beheaded where you stand. But this choice isn't up to me." He looks over to Zetsu and he says, "This is your choice. I can kill her, or she can be spared." Zetsu with tears in his eyes saying, she needs to pay for what she done to me, not just me, the world. Naruto smiles and says, "You just took the first step in the right direction. Mercy's a good trait, but not for monsters." Naruto summons up his sword again, and even though Kaguya is saying no, stop, he runs towards her and impales her in the heart. He feels this Otsutsuki power rush through his DNA. Naruto's pure biological functions are changing. He unlocks the Tenseigan. I'm just gonna give him power-ups. He unlocks Tenseigan. Every little jutsu he didn't have, he unlocked. He suddenly had Rinnegan on his hand. Well, actually, he could create a Rinnegan on his hand if he wanted to, but he doesn't have it 24/7. And Kaguya was killed, and it was the end of that great Shinobi War. When Naruto was sent back home, he was promoted to Hokage straight away. Actually, not Hokage. He began his training for Hokage, and he made sure that Zetsu would not be punished. He began training Zetsu to do right. He taught him a good set of morals. And Zetsu began scouring the ninja world, looking for people who was like him mistreated, and he brought them back to the Leaf Village, gave them a good life, trained them in the Otsutsuki ways, which he did know. And eventually the time came for Naruto to become Hokage. And unlike canon, Sasuke didn't just leave the village to go and triumph and what's it called? He didn't give himself self-punishment, so the Shadow Hokage in this was actually Black Zetsu. Similar to where Kabuto became someone who ran orphanages, Zetsu helped him. But he also helped, actually no, Naruto replaced Kabuto. As Kabuto, we're going to get onto that if I continue the series. Zetsu began to run his own experiments, but nothing like Orochimaru. His experiments were purely for the future enhancements of ninja. Yes, it was body experiments, but it's bodies to enhance the ninjas. And it was all consensual with Naruto's approval. It was all humane. It was then developed mostly on cures. Of course, the rest of the cat plot goes as Naruto marries Hinata. He has kids. Boruto Himawari. Boruto was born special, but I'm only going to get into that when I make a Boruto Whatif. Himawari was born special. Sarada and all them lot were born. And yeah, the Leaf Village is at peace. They believe that nothing in the world can go against them. That is until one day, Black Zetsu rushes into Naruto's office to tell him about a vision he had. Multiple people with the same heritage as Kaguya, or Tsuchi, had their eyes on Earth, had their eyes on Naruto, and they were coming. They were coming to cause terror, destruction, and death. But this is the final part of this amazing Whatif, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you share with your friends, family, like, subscribe, comment down below, share with your friends and family. And yeah, hope you do enjoy it, etc. Like what I just said, check out the thumbnail artist, get me the 20k subs, like the video, and you see a movie this soon, guys. Peace out now, bye.